Celebrity Sleaze now with Leslie Fram.
Do you remember this story? Alec Baldwin was offered a deal last October to plead to a misdemeanor and apparently serve no jail time in the accidental shooting death on the set of Rust. But before he could decide whether to accept the terms, prosecutors withdrew the offer and told his lawyers they would seek to indict him. This is what the filing has stated. I totally forgot because there's been so many updates on this story. It's crazy.
I think, if I'm correct, that news just came out. I don't think we knew what was happening with it. That maybe it happened so fast or they sealed it or whatever. But can you imagine? They put it out and said, plea whatever he was going to plea, and they would give him no jail time, and then they just go, nah, never mind, just kidding.
Now the lawyers are asking a judge to dismiss the involuntary manslaughter charges against him. They're saying unfairly stacking the deck against Alec Baldwin. What do you think about that? That is like the latest in that.
It feels like they're stacking the deck, that they want to make a point of this, A-lister, if you still want to call A-minus lister, whatever. Because they're coming in hot for him, and that won't be till July when the trial happens.
I have more court stories for you, Barnes. It seems that he has now changed his mind and changed his plea. Who am I talking about? Well, back in January, we told you that Brosnan had pleaded not guilty to illegally hiking in Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yesterday, it was reported that Brosnan has indeed pleaded guilty to one of two charges of illegally hiking and was ordered to pay a $1,500 fine. I guess he was wandering into a delicate hot spring at Yellowstone National Park last November.
Throw the book at him.
I mean,
come on, he accidentally wandered into a stream?
Well, he wasn't supposed to be there, and,
come on,
he was.
Bond.
I know. By now, you've probably heard the same name, Brian Peck, right?
Yeah, this is the dialect guy?
He's the guy who did time 20 years ago for sexually assaulting Drake and Josh star Drake Bell. That's a terrible story. The story is detailed in that new docuseries, Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, premiering this weekend. Peck was called out in an earlier documentary about child abuse in Hollywood. It's called An Open Secret. That's available on Vimeo.
Hold on, what's the guy's name?
Brian Peck.
But is he related to Josh Peck, who was also on that show?
No, a lot of people were like, they're not related. Thanks for asking that.
That's confusing.
Now, this audio, there's a pretty uncomfortable clip featuring a 17-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio clowning around with Peck on the set of Growing Pains, where Peck was working as a dialect coach. Now, in early moments of the clip, he seems to be getting kind of handsy with Leo, and then later on, Peck talks about Leo.
Leo, as you know, is the latest, hottest, hunkiest teen idol there is.
Yeah, muscles.
Speaking of hunky, huh? Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long. Leo's says he was raised in Compton. Mr. Pale as a dead fish belly and blonde hair is straight out of Compton.
Wow.
Now, if you're listening at now, if you didn't know that he was a convicted pedophile, you may have thought, oh, he's just playing around. But isn't that creepy?
Super on multiple levels.
Wow. Oprah being Oprah, I don't know if you saw her on Jimmy Kimmel.
I did.
She's really being open now about a lot of stuff. The Weight Watchers thing, and I don't know.
It's like she's coming back. She has that special. It looks like her old set. It looks like, because it's so familiar to everyone, who watched TV in multiple eras.
I know.
Maybe she's making a comeback. She must be bored.
Something's happening because there's a lot of her lately. So here she is on Kimmel, just talking about Oprah being Oprah.
Another time I was walking my dog in Chicago. So I was walking my dog, Sadie, in Chicago, and I had, no hair and makeup on. I was just walking down the street, and this guy goes, hey, you look like Oprah Winfrey. And I didn't say anything. And he said, you look like Oprah Winfrey. And I turned around and said, I am Oprah Winfrey. And he said, you wish.
It's pretty funny.
That is funny.
Now, do you really think she's walking her dog without security guards?
1,000,000%. She just keeps it real in Chicago. Yeah. That's what I've heard.
I don't know.
She is the queen, but still, you got to walk your dog. You got to walk your dog.
I don't think you can get any hotter right now than Sydney Sweeney. She's everywhere. And talking to MTV recently, she's confirming Euphoria 3, Season 3 is coming. And then, of course, she plays a little coy.
How long is she going to go with the exploitation bit? Because that's all anyone's doing with her.
I know. And you didn't like that movie that I liked.
No. The movie, what's it called? Just You and then something not you or whatever it's called. Anyone But You.
Anyone but, yes.
There wasn't one costume that didn't show off her boobs. Now, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the exploitation is at all-time levels.
It's a lot.
And if you see Euphoria, you want to talk about taking it to the max.
That's a whole other level or different level.
So what's the story? She apparently just accidentally rolled out that...
Being a little coy about Euphoria Season 3.
So you're going to take a little time off after all this madness?
I go into Euphoria.
Oh my...
Yeah.
We're actually getting in front of a camera to do Euphoria? Finally, it's happening?
Maybe.
Have you seen scripts?
I don't know.
Oh, see, I wasn't even going to go there. You brought it up.
Well, a little late. She did slip.
Slipperoony.
But that's all. The whole show is just really her doing drugs and having sex and taking her clothes off. A lot.
I hear you complaining.
No, I'm just facting. Just facting.
Okay. I love when cast members get back together, and this is really a cool one, Barnes. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire that opens this weekend, it merges the original cast with the new cast 40 years after the movie premiered.
Who didn't see the first Ghostbusters?
Wow.
Honestly. Massive.
Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, come on. Anyway, they were on CBS Mornings, bravely confronted not just the new ghostly threat, but their old nemesis, the massive proton packs.
We look at each other and we see the pain. We remember the pain of before and the fun of before and the pain and the fun of the future.
What's the pain of before?
Wearing the packs. The packs are really uncomfortable. They're really heavy. And, wearing the pack a long time ago was miserable. Wearing the pack now is like torture.
I wonder why it's so worse now.
They're older, maybe.
Oh, that's right. The older... Yeah, you figure in Hollywood, they could just manipulate it to look like it's nothing. To look like it's something, but it'd be nothing.
That's the part I don't understand. It should be lightweight, right?
Who are you going to call?
Now, you had mentioned we have some sort of a royal watcher coming up, a royal expert.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first questions is going to be about the whole altered photo from Kate Middleton. Have you heard now that Instagram has gotten in on it?
In what way?
They're issuing a warning about her post on her and Prince William's account. They've tacked a label. I've never heard Instagram doing this, saying altered photo video. That's what it says. The same altered photo was reviewed by independent fact checkers in another post. Why the label? Instagram explains that the pic has been edited in a way that could mislead people. They're actually going after this one? Like, what about everything else on Instagram?
I've seen it on others. I've seen it pop up on others, yes. But that's a little late. They're like the last to the party. And it was on there. That's a little late. Okay, good. Good job, guys. 10 days later. The world has been talking about it for a week and a half.
I saw this story and people thought it was sort of interesting. Taylor's ex, Joe Alwyn, he co-wrote a bunch of songs with her. You knew that, right?
She let him write songs?
Yeah.
Is he a musician?
No.
He just was there?
He was there, and he has songwriting credits, and people are like, how much is he making? Well, he's reportedly made about $2.3 million for Spotify streams alone. And then he's going to continue earning money from additional streaming in any of her live performances where the songs are included. Now, that tour's made billions? Like, what?
Wow, well played.
Good for you, Joe.
Well, that's the best kind of alimony ever.
That is your celebrity sleaze.
And they weren't even married. What a bonus. I wonder how many exes are going to come back trying to claim that they had a piece of one of her songs.